April 6th was a day that I was competing in halfpipe and I got second place. First time ever that I've medaled in USA Nationals.
Having our first kid definitely changed the course of our lives, like any parent's first kid. Emmy was born, and then all of a sudden we had two, and we fell into the rhythm with it, and before we knew it, our little family was growing.
As our older kids were growing up, we spent a lot of time outdoors and enjoyed it. It was a great place to do all that.
After the day that I had competing in halfpipe in the rail jam, getting 2 medals, I was so excited going into the next day for slopestyle, which is my favorite event.
Yeah, Emmy was 5 months, almost 6 months old, and there were just a few signs here and there that just weren't quite right.
We lived down valley. I'm allergic to goats and rabbits, and we're doing 4-H and sagebrush, and we live in the middle of a sagebrush field. And my neck was swollen, like the glands in my neck were swollen, and so I just thought it was allergies.
The course that I was competing on specifically had a setup of 2 jumps as well as 2 rail features in the beginning. I recall going up to the first jump and I was going way too fast.
We'd gone on this family vacation and it was great, and he got home and he mentioned that he had these swollen glands and he was sure it was allergies due to where we live, and when they didn't go away he was concerned.
And we took her to the hospital and they did a few tests on her, and then we were sent down that day in an ambulance down to Denver. Shortly after, we found out that she was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma.
And at first they thought it was lymphoma, because it was in all my lymph nodes that were swollen and out of shape. And then after diagnosis and analysis, they discovered it was thyroid cancer.
As soon as I hit the jump, I knew I was going to fall. I just didn't know how hard.
She went through 42 weeks of chemo and 2 surgeries in that first year.
I broke C7, and then I also broke T4, and then I also broke my pelvis, dislocated my hip, and collapsed my lung.
The thyroid cancer all of a sudden did not become a problem. My recovery from the surgery, when they took a drain out of my neck, it broke a vessel, and then I was bleeding internally.
And May of 2017, we were to get her port out, and she was going to be complete with her treatment, and they did final scans before they removed her port, and they found out that she had relapsed.
It was extensive, and I think at that point we were told he had a 40% chance of living 5 years. So the future was pretty uncertain.
And they knew that I wasn't going to necessarily be able to walk again, but they were just trying to get me to be the best that I can in my situation that I have.
I was sitting in Emmy's hospital room overnight, the engagement was working, just on my laptop up, worrying that we had just bought this house and that I was not working, and could we make mortgage payments? Are we going to be able to afford groceries in a couple months? This could carry on forever.
And it is a full-time job trying to work with insurance companies and those people that you owe money to that you're trying to pay, and you don't have an income and you're trying hard to make it all work. That things turn upside down pretty quickly in the middle of a medical crisis.
The Vail Valley Charitable Fund was founded in 1996, and it was founded with the express intent to help our neighbors when they had a medical issue that resulted in a financial crisis.
And basically those medical crises are unforeseen, so they pop up out of nowhere and really just create a financial devastation for community members.
Medical issues touch everybody, teachers, firefighters.
Our neighbors, our citizens of the valley, and anybody may find themselves in financial need after a serious medical problem.
When somebody has a financial crisis, you know, these medical bills are extraordinary, deductibles in today's world are extraordinary, co-pays are extraordinary, and it really makes a difference between somebody being able to focus on getting well instead of focus on this deluge of bills and paperwork.
Since 1996, we have distributed $7.5 million to over 1,500 families in this valley. I think our goals moving forward are really to evaluate our events. Also, if we can get people to rally around and/or support grants specific to mental health, to cancer, to a variety of medical situations, then again, that just makes us more of a well-rounded organization.
1, 2, 3.
And so I applied to the Charitable Fund, and they were very gracious and gave us a grant so that we could pay our mortgage. And I remember when Karen and Simon called, and I just cried. It was the greatest relief to know that our house payment was going to be paid.
It gives that sense of comfort that you know that there are people out there that can help you and that will be there if you do have a life-changing event.
And it's very humbling when someone comes, you know, you're used to working and providing for yourself and your family, and then all of a sudden you're in need, and it's really humbling to have the generosity of that to come in. So.
We are so fortunate to have that level of help here. It just leaves you with a sense of just overwhelming gratitude that you know we're being helped in that way, and that we're so fortunate to live in a place that has a great organization just like this.
Yeah.
See your Sunday dance?
Without the assistance that they did give, I would not be the person that I am today.
What the Vail Valley Charitable Fund does is really, it's crucial. It's crucial to individuals and to our valley and to our family.
We're doing great. I mean, you can see this little girl, she's doing great. We're 5 months off treatment and we get to do normal family things right now.